Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about how 3 hunting is extremely hard in NBA 2K23. Now, I do actually perform pretty well in this game, but I don't really say this entirely sarcastically. I just want to explain how truly one of the things that do take a lot of skill in this game is fading threes, creating threes, and just in general doing that in any court. Now, at the 1v1 court, it's probably the easiest ever to do, and honestly, the spacing in the court is all yours. There's no crowding of off-ball defenders there to help or anything like that. If you use screens, there's not a second defender to worry about off a screen, which, as we know, a lot of small guards do utilize as well. But I would say for 2s and 3s, it's not too often in park, but nonetheless, the whole point is to talk about 3 hunting in 2K23. So I hope y'all enjoy, and if you do, for the drop a like, sub for new to noties, all good stuff, and like I always try to tell them 2,000 likes. So to start this game, I will say, you guys know my style is a little bit different, so I don't exactly go into every possession looking to shoot threes off rip. Now, unfortunately, I try and hit a hop jumper backwards, and then I even just pick up my dribble and look like an idiot. Now, that is still part of this whole situation I'm talking about. There are a lot of parts about shooting that do require dribbling, first and foremost. I mean, to create your own three-pointer insists that you are dribbling yourself open as well. And in this court right here, where it's lower shot clock, as you can see, I have 7 seconds right here by the time that I even set up or anything like that. So it is a little bit tough. That is where something like this does pay off to have in your bag. I'm not here to talk about that in today's video though, but as a lot of you guys know, I am pretty good with the dunk meter. I'd like to think I definitely pioneered this stuff a little bit for this community, but it's all good. I mean, I'm trying out some new styles as well, and obviously the more you have shooting, the less your dunk meter is really involved. Because then you end up with a little bit more situations where maybe you get open off this hop jumper right here and you shoot it, or someone contests you really high and you're able to just get by them for the quick drop. We already talked about that in yesterday's video though, about the whole quick drop discussion. But again, to come back to this whole point of the shot clock, I'm getting low on this stuff. This court is actually pretty hard to play on, and again, it does pay off to have that in your bag. It's just I missed that one as well. So it would have paid off a lot though to have that. But again, the early part of this gameplay, it doesn't exactly showcase the 3 hunting quite as much. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit more takeover made when it comes to hunting threes, like really hard. But again, down low on the shot clock, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of finesse finishing. And I know you're probably sitting here thinking how troll this video is. I'm here talking about 3 hunting and I'm doing all types of stuff between dunk metering and Euro lays and stuff like that. I mean, it's just what it is. Like I said, my style is a little bit more play from inside out, but once I get that sharp take, I can definitely switch it up. Now, unfortunately, I actually get dunked on right here, and he takes my takeover away. But either way, we can still do stuff like this off the inbound, as you're going to see. Just put the ball on the ground, hit a couple size ups. Now, Agent 3 is activating off it. He leaves me, I just shoot it. If he doesn't leave me, you can just run right past him and dunk it. Really simple as that. I mean, if he comes up here tighter, you can just like speed boost, stop, and go to the same side ball hand. And I know, like I said, we've talked about this in a lot of videos over and over again, so I'm not here to talk about the dribbling and how dumbed down it is in this year's game very much more, because I know that's kind of a drum that we've been beating a lot. But anyway, as you can see, just shoot the ball from the top, simple as that. Obviously 85 3-pointer, it's pretty hittable. I'll show you guys my jump shot at the end of the video too, because it's nothing original, it's just LaMelo base, but I'll showcase to you guys what I'm rocking in case you were really curious. But anyway, back to the offense. This is where we can go a little bit more 3 hunt heavy now. We got that sharp takeover, and I still do think you can absolutely shoot fades with the 85 3-pointer with no takeover or anything like that, but it is a little bit easier to generate these types of shots, obviously, if you do have the take. Now, so as you can see, a little stop and pop on the wing, you're able to shoot off that. The quick stops are a little bit tougher this year than previous years, but it's still plenty doable. As you can see, a little snatch back right there, just simply running one way, really heavy, and as you can see, he's respecting the drive game a whole lot more because we've been hitting him with that in this game so far. And then boom, we're able to just stop on the wing right here and just pull it. Simple. And with the limitless takeover, you could obviously shoot from even deeper as well. I only have silver limitless range as the badge goes, but obviously the takeover extends your range pretty tremendously. I wouldn't insist you guys to always look for those shots though. I mean, obviously it's something that I think is more paired with pick and roll, to be honest with you. I'm starting to wonder if spot up precision would be even more devious on a build like this. Let me know what you guys think of that as far as the takeover discussion goes, because I can't get shot takeover, and that is one thing that's really essential for 3 hunting would be pull-up precision, because the truth about the 3 hunting is fading makes it 15 times easier to actually hunt your threes. I mean, as you can see right here, I'm just going with the dunk meter. I don't really have a 3-pointer opportunity available, and we're already low in the clock again, because that's how this court works. And I actually do love it too. This is really fun playing on this court, and it's really just my kind of court to play on too, because while 3 hunting isn't exactly the easiest in this court, it does allow you a really good access to if you have a lot of things in your bag offensively that you can absolutely cook people, because some people don't have it like that and they have to be a lot more patient, whereas if you have a lot of things you can go to, you can really kill people in here, bro. But anyway, he's sagging off again a little bit. We're able to just pull from 3. Again, this is not me talking about how everything I do in this video takes an absolutely crazy amount of skill or anything like that, because obviously these are pretty easy shots. I mean, it's just the drive threat obviously opens up the three-pointer. So that's where I was talking about the title of this video, how three hunting is actually really hard, because to really look for the threes first and then have your like dunk opened up by that is a little bit tougher. I think what you really need to do, as we talked about in yesterday's video, is bait the people with the drives and make it so your three-pointers easier, because most people will respect that drive lane a whole lot more if you keep killing them with those quick drops or just dunk meters in general, and it does lead to quite a bit easier time for those shooting threes. But to do that off rip is really difficult, and you need a good build for it as well. I think that's the truth about this. On top of that, you guys are going to see me play with this build in Pro-Am moving forward a little bit more, and you're going to see me in a 5-out style. I don't expect that I'm going to come out here and look for threes like as my first look in any possession. I'm always going to look inside out first and foremost, and it's probably for reasons like this. So as you can see, I try and like cook up for the three-pointer right here, fake a little bit of a drive and hit a snatch back, and he's right on that. Now, to be honest with you, if I were to actually have tried to move off this, boom, I'm right hand straight like that, and I'm able to just long run to the right here and get around him, especially if he's already planning to put his hands up right there. And I mean, as you can see, he defended me really good, but that's my point, is it's hard to like really just truly only three hunt. And that's why I do give a lot of respect to this, like the small guards out there that don't really have much dunk game in them, or even shout out to the people last year who didn't even have dunk on their build, for the reason of, I do get it, the three hunting was a little bit easier last year because the movement and the speed was so much better. You could absolutely dominate with no dunk on your build last year's game. You can't really do that in this year's game because of A, quick drops really being so necessary, and then B, just how easy it is to do that as well. As you can see though, nice little fade. This is once again how I really do want to mention how the three hunting aspect of your like playstyle can absolutely be opened up by being able to fade. It's late in the clock. He sees me stop on that top of the key right there. He's ready to jump up and contest that. And now as you can see, if I were to have quick stopped that and maybe tried to just pull it, that either hand out right there that he got or a jump could actually get a contest, and whereas like a fade just cannot be contested like that. Also, shout out to the Tyler Hero fade. This thing is so smooth and fire and just really quick. And that's another big aspect of three hunting. You have to have a fast jump shot to be able to get stuff like that off, really in a comfortable rate. So you can't really afford to have a slow jump shot, so you have to not only know your jump shot, be good with a quick one, and know multiple different fades as well. And then obviously you can take your twos as they come after that. But again, just shout out to anybody who plays this type of style. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do by any means. I will say, to shoot wide open threes like I did in yesterday's game and just literally quick drop right past people, that is not the skill gap. That is not difficult to do. Shooting wide open jump shots on standstill shots is not really that hard, but creating your threes definitely is. But as you can see, nice little gameplay right here, 5 for 6 from 3. The only one I missed was off that snatchback, obviously, where I kind of forced it more than anything, to be honest. But anyway, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 9 for 12 total, and 5 for 6 threes. So I actually had a higher three-point percentage than I did field goal percentage, and that's not normal for a Laker fan of all people. But I have been labbing this build out a lot. I've been really figuring out how to create with this build, all the multiple different things you can do with dribbling, between the attack size ups, the signature size ups that I already kind of did in the first place, snatchbacks, the standstill, and the moving one as well, and then also kind of some hop jumper implementation I've been putting in the build as well. So as far as the build update for any of you guys as well, I am really close to 99 overall. I was just grinding this right here, the hot zones actually, and as you're gonna see, hot zones, I literally just got all of them. I was grinding the close shots, the mid-range, all that stuff. Pretty much just threw on rookie. It was about as simple as that. So as you can see, all red, all green, simple as that. But I want to showcase some animations as well. So we already talked about I was going to show the jump shot. We'll do that first. All right, so here are all the jump shots that I had, and I showcased them in another video. It was like one of these 5 jump shots Will Fixer shooting in 2K23. This was the one I had first and foremost. It was the Tobias base with Sadiq Bey uppers. It is so fast, it's not even funny. It's the fastest base in the game for the wings. I honestly think this is the fastest base in general. I think this is faster than Kevin Porter Jr. as far as the small guards go. It'd be interesting to see if anybody can find out how to test that, but I don't know if it's exactly the easiest thing, since you obviously can't put KPJ on a taller build like this, and you can't put Tobias on a smaller build either. But nonetheless, fastest base, second fastest upper. There's one that's a little bit faster, but its release height is horrible, and I think release height is pretty important. Not to mention, I was sleeping a little bit on the importance of defensive immunity too. So now let's talk about this jump shot that I actually like the most now. And it's really basic. It's just LaMelo Ball base with Oscar Robertson uppers. As you can see, A+ height, A+ speed, A+ defensive immunity. We'll say though, the Tobias base with Sadiq Bey uppers is actually still an A+ speed if you turn the speed all the way down on the jump shot, whereas this one is an A-, so it is a little bit slower. Actually, I would even argue significantly slower, but it's okay. That base and those uppers for that jump shot with the Tobias base and Sadiq Bey upper was way too fast for my liking. I mean, it's hard to really get a grip on, and if you're a more skilled shooter than me, it's probably very possible to actually utilize and be good with. But for me, I might just more so rock out with the LaMelo ball and then the Oscar uppers. I mean, it's exactly what my 3-point requirement is necessary for, 85. And as you can see, I'm still able to just have A+ defensive immunity, A+ speed, A+ height. And that height and immunity does go a long way for creating your 3-pointers a little bit more too, because then the ghost contests aren't really so accessible for other people. That's why maybe sometimes when you guys see like guess the contest tweets and stuff like that, where people put screenshots of the person putting a hand up and their jump shot, well, some people's defensive immunity and release height are really, really bad for that matter. So I do understand what they're getting at right there, but the truth is, if your release height and defensive immunity are bad, you're just opening yourself up to being contested even more. Simple as that. Now, timing impact, I'm not still even sure what it exactly does. I think it's more like sniper back in the day. To be fair, I'm not exactly like 100% educated on it. I just know this jumper feels easier to green than my other one. So I don't know. I mean, the timing impact is almost a full letter grade higher at like a B- or a B, I think, on the Tobias base. And then on this LaMelo one, it's a C-, but I don't know, man. I just think release height, defensive immunity, and speed are really, really what matters. And truth be told, I'm starting to realize there's more to it than just the grades as well. Obviously, as you can see, this jump shot that you're seeing right here with the LaMelo base is a very smooth jumper. It has just a straight up one motion, simple as that, and the ball gets released at the top. If you go and look at, let's say for instance, my Fast AF, the Tobias base, you can see it's a little bit more of a flick animation. It goes up and you kind of have to like snap it right as the ball gets to the top and it like flicks forward. It's a little bit harder to really have a release Q4. Again, the defense immunity is not as good and the release height also is not as good. So it's just a tough conversation to be had as far as which one's truly better. There's a reason though that the LaMelo ball with the Oscar uppers is a higher 3-point requirement and still even has worse timing impact. It's just that its height and immunity is so significantly better. Now, one that I want to showcase to you guys as well as something you can maybe potentially try yourself is to run Tobias base with actually like pure Oscar Robertson uppers. Now, this would be for the people that maybe went with like 89 3-pointer at least for the Gold Agent 3 and you're still super tall, because as you can see, you can get pure Oscar uppers on a Tobias Harris base, which is a still faster jump shot than LaMelo, by the way. Like if you turn this one all the way down, it's still an A versus LaMelo ball base being obviously A-. So it is a little bit faster, not to mention its timing impact is also better than LaMelo, and then it only is a little bit worse in the release height. Obviously, its defensive immunity is kind of like very fringe A+. As you can see, it's just hitting A+, and then its speed is also still, like I said, a little bit faster. So if you want to try this and you had a higher 3-point requirement, go for it. But yeah, besides that, figured I could just show you guys some animations too. So if you're wondering how that Euro lay worked, it was just a Zach LaVine Euro and layup package in general. It's really good for the Euro lays. It's really, really efficient for shooting type builds where people have to respect your 3 and you can kind of maneuver and just kind of edge out like certain areas where they're going to cut you off, but then like you can't get a quick drop because they're playing just to stop your dunk, but then you can kind of put the brakes on them and just maneuver back the other way to your offhand. Dribble pull up Tyler Hero, I am loving this. Honestly, it's a little bit tough though to the offhand, aka if you're left-handed, it's hard to fade right. If you're right-handed, it's hard to fade left. It's just a little bit slower in that aspect, but a lot of these are like that as well. So I'm a little bit left-hand made right now, to be honest with you guys. But hop jumper James Harden, I love this. It's so cool and like can really like create a lot of open opportunities. I just like it for dribbling too, honestly, the combos that you can do with it as well. Besides that, we'll probably make another video detailing some of these SIGs as well, between like the Rafer Alston SIG size up and obviously like the LeBron escape and Russell moving crossover. To be honest with you though, a lot of the stuff that I'm using is very basic. It's literally just what every player in the game uses, to be honest. And I mean, I still like labbed out a lot of these. Like I'm talking, I labbed out all types of dribble pull-ups. Actually, not a lot of people use Tyler Hero for that matter either, but I also labbed out the Zach LaVine. Once again, not a lot of people use it, but LaMelo ball base and Oscar uppers, that's a very like common style. Obviously, I'm not changing anything for the dribble style. Everybody uses Michael Jordan. And obviously like LeBron escape, Russ moving cross, pro behind the back, basic spin. It's all basic stuff, bare bones, like everybody uses. But anyway, that's all for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, sub if you're new to notice, all the good stuff, and like always, try to some 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put 3 or put Hunt in the comments, search support my way through. But again, shout out to everybody who does play like this style. I got love for everybody as far as their styles go. I mean, I have a newfound love for post scores in this game where it's not exactly easy to be like that either. You can't just spam drop steps and post hooks anymore, and it actually does take a good bit of skill to be a post scorer now. And then on top of that too, the dunk meters and stuff like that too. You obviously got the locks in general. You got even shot creators. I made a video speaking on the whole space creator mini magician style. I got a lot of love for that too from people like Nut and Tonic as well. They do a lot of cool stuff like that, and it's hard to emulate. I would be very difficult to hop on a build like that and just like do that style from day one and never have any expertise and like practice on it. But that's the truth. A lot of stuff in this game, if you practice it, you will get better. And that's how I really feel about this whole shooting aspect as well. I've really figured out a lot of things in a short amount of time, literally like a week or two for that matter. And I'm really looking forward to using this build in the comp pro-am scene. And I'm looking forward to having some fun with this stuff, man. I'm not sure yet what I want to run for takeovers. I was just running double spotted precision for the sake of grinding some shooting badges and just grinding, like, for instance, the midi hot zones and stuff like that too. Obviously, Limitless wasn't going to be good, and I don't have shot take either. So what I'm a little bit undecided on so far is whether I want to run something like this, where I would run easy blow-bys and probably more likely like double finishing takeover for that matter, or if I do want to, for instance, run limitless range and then run easy blow-by secondary. I'm not sure which I prefer so far. I've tried both. I feel a little bit more comfortable running easy blow-bys because that's my style, is to go a little bit more dunk meter heavy, and obviously when I get that stuff I can just dominate as far as dunk meter stuff goes. But limitless range would definitely open up some easier like rim run, quick drop style stuff like that and still be able to shoot the ball. And in pro-am where the court's gonna get a little bit clogged up, it might be a little tougher to run easy blow-bys and force my way into the paint. It might be a little bit easier if I can bait the defense into having to guard me a little further out. But I'm not really sure yet. Obviously both can still be done. I can still shoot from deep when I have easy blow-bys on. I can still dunk meter when I have limitless range on. Just it really amplifies the ease of it all for both. But anyway, I'll probably lab out a little bit more of that, and then I can't wait to show you guys some gameplay with the 99 overall on this build and stuff too. Looking forward to it. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. None of that. Take it easy, man. Peace.